Thanks for watching Green Car Geek. I'm your host, Julius, and this is another installment of EV Stories, where we learn firsthand from real EV owners what life is like owning a full electric vehicle. In this episode, we learn a few things. 1. You don't need the latest and greatest to shuttle around a family of 4. 2. A level 2 charger is not an absolute necessity. And 3. With the choice between taking the EV or their hybrid for an errand, we find out which one is most often selected. Let's head out to Rancho Sierra Vista for a chat with our guest George to learn what his family's experience is like with a 2017 Nissan Leaf. Welcome. I'm Julius. This is Green Car Geek, and today, again, we are back at Rancho Sierra Vista here in Newbury Park at the edge of the Santa Monica National Park, Santa Monica Mountains. And today we're talking with George. Welcome, George.
Hi, Julius.
Thank you for coming out.
My pleasure. Thanks for inviting me.
You're welcome. I'm glad you're here. Let's talk about what it is we're going to be having a conversation about today.
Yeah.
What's behind us here?
Got a 2017 Nissan Leaf that we bought just before COVID, so December of 2019.
Okay.
And we've had it now for just about, 5.5 years. And it's a daily commuter car. It's just a around town car, and we love it. It's an awesome little car.
Very cool. And basics, what, 100, 250 miles, 100 miles? 100?
I think when it came off the showroom floor, you're probably looking at close to maybe 150, 120, somewhere in there. But after 5.5 years of pretty regular usage, we're getting right around 75, maybe 80 miles of range.
So some depletion of the battery.
Absolutely, which is to be expected, and it's more than enough to meet our commuting errands needs.
So if you have a gas car, after a while, that horsepower figure you have that you bought that car with originally, after some years, that actually falls back a little bit because wear and tear on the engine. So these things happen. So George, you run this as your everyday commuter. What is your, if you don't mind sharing, your average commute? How many miles you're putting in a week?
Sure. So I actually work from home.
Okay.
But my wife uses this as her commuter. She works about 10 miles away, so it's about a 20-mile round trip, 4 days a week, and then we use it on weekends to run errands, groceries, whatever. So we're typically charging, so let's say in a week, it's probably close to maybe 100 miles, give or take. So we charge it typically twice a week.
Okay.
And because I work from home and because we have solar panels on our roof, which during the day, we're creating more electricity than we're using at the house. So a couple of times a week, we'll just plug this in when the sun comes up. As my wife is fond of saying, those are our electrons.
Yeah.
Basically, there's no fuel cost because that's electricity that would otherwise just be exported to the grid. So we're using it as our transportation fuel, which works out quite nicely, actually.
That's excellent. That's excellent.
Yeah, it's an amazing deal. And the fact that since we've owned this car, I'm really proud of the fact that as far as maintenance...
that's going to be my next question.
There you go. So here's the great thing about this car. In the 5.5 years that we've owned it, here's all the maintenance I've done on this car.
That photo behind me, it's one of many I took while on our first real road trip from Los Angeles to Willamette, Oregon in our then 2-year-old Audi e-tron. We had a great time. This includes the part when, with 8% in the battery, we stopped for an hour at the 160 kilowatt ChargePoint charger in the parking lot of a little hotel in Northern California in the rain. Why am I telling you this? Because I'd like to help others who are on the fence about purchasing an EV. And the best way to help is to ask you if you'd like to share your ownership story so others can learn what it's really like to own an EV. So I'm looking for you. I'm actively seeking EV owners in the Los Angeles and Ventura areas who would like to voluntarily share their unvarnished ownership experience with me on video. The videos will appear on the GreenCarGeek Substack and YouTube channels. If you'd like to participate or know someone who would, please follow the link on your screen or use the QR code to complete a brief form to start the process. If I choose your submission, I'll follow up with you to share next steps and answer any questions you might have. Your story, along with others, will go a long way to help eliminate the FUD around EV ownership. Thanks, and I hope to see you soon.
Here's all the maintenance I've done on this car. I did have to fill the windshield wiper fluid twice. I think that's kind of it. Yeah, that's basically it. So in 5 years, for 5 years, that's the entire
couple dollars worth of windshield washer fluid.
Yeah,
and that's really about it.
That's it.
And tires.
And the tires. I mean, that's it. There's no spark plugs. There's no transmission. There's no oil to change. There's no smog test. It's on that front.
And you know what? And with all the ecological benefits it provides, for many, you might want to just look at it as a financial.
Oh, absolutely.
A question, and how much you're going to save by not having to pay for all those services George just mentioned, which I don't need to reiterate, that you're saving. When a previous gentleman has a Cybertruck that we spoke to, and he uses that, his wife actually drives it. He drives a Model Y, if I remember correctly, and he's averaging maybe $3,000 to $4,000 a month or a year just in savings on fuel alone.
Yeah.
So consider that as well. I can attest that we're probably saving about $1,200 a month on fuel, because we were driving a lot. We're not as much anymore. So that's awesome.
Yeah. And
that's one of the great benefits of these things. Now you've had this for a while. What specifically brought you to the Nissan?
For us, we're a family of four. So I have two teenage sons, and so we needed legroom.
Right.
And that was one of the things. We had actually looked at a couple other cars that were we were interested in going full electric, but couldn't really find anything that had like the legroom and the cargo capacity for groceries and stuff like that. Saw this one at CarMax, and it just kind of checked a lot of boxes, and we figured, all right, let's do this. Let's go ahead and jump in. And it is worth mentioning, my wife was, let's call it, skeptical.
Okay.
She
That's
had
fair.
a lot of questions, which was fair, and I was definitely let's go for it. And she was like, I don't know. So it was interesting because we bought the car, and then of course COVID hit.
Yeah.
And things went crazy. But one of the things that was interesting was we started getting unsolicited offers for the car.
Right. Prices for cars went crazy at that time,
So
because parts,
we paid $9,000 out the door for this, and we started getting, and we'd taken it into the dealership when we first bought it just to give it a thorough once over, make sure everything was okay. And the dealership started sending us unsolicited offers on the car that were more than what we had paid for the car. Now, my wife had gone into this whole thing. She was very skeptical. And about 6 months in of her driving the car, I just brought this to her attention. I said, look, we could sell the car back and actually make money on this if you wanted to go back to the internal combustion engine car. And her reaction was something along the lines of, no, that's my car. I love my car. So she went from being understandably skeptical about it to really, she loves it. And it's also worth mentioning that our kids love this car. Like we'll often, as we're leaving the house, all right, guys, which car do you want? You want the Leaf or the Prius? And they always choose the Leaf. Really? Absolutely, every time, because it's quieter and it's smoother. And not that the Prius has a lot of exhaust, but it does. It's a hybrid, so
it still has an engine in it.
Still has an engine, and it's it's I don't know, it's kind of laggy compared to this guy, which. Yeah, as far as like driving this car, it's fun to drive. I mean, this is not a sport car.
No,
really
by no means.
This is a straight up family wagon sedan. It's not for, right? But the great thing is, the battery is by far the heaviest part, right? And it's dead center low, which means the car has a really low center of gravity, which means
improved handling.
Yeah, I might occasionally take a corner a little faster than I absolutely need to.
Yeah.
And my wife is always like, George, why do you take corners so fast? And I'm like, because I can, because it feels so awesome, because it handles great.
It's a little go-karty like. I wouldn't say it's go-kart like having a Mini,
No,
but it is go-kart like in the fact that,
like,
yeah.
performance-wise, it's fun to drive. So yeah, it's a good little car. We like it. And
Yeah.
we also like the fact that you don't have to stop at the gas station.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's just another errand that we don't have to run. And for, I'd say the first year after we bought it, we would torture our sons, and we would be driving near a gas station and say, hang on guys, we have to stop to get gas. And they'd be in the backseat moaning and complaining. And then we would just, of course, roll right by the gas station, and then they'd realize what was going on.
Oh yeah, we're
like,
not.
That's not funny. I'm like, actually, it's from here, it's really funny. So.
I can appreciate the humor. Yeah. That's great. Yeah, I got to say, every time I've driven, it was a compliance car, was the Volkswagen, and similar to this, it had the battery. They all have the batteries at the bottom.
Yeah, yeah.
120 horsepower, if I was lucky, but I'd still be able to beat anybody off the line for the first 3 or 4 seconds.
Oh yeah.
Because the instant torque that you get with an electric vehicle. So, as far as safety goes, if you're on the freeway and you're in a situation where stopping's not going to be the fix for you, you have that. There's no hesitation at all when you hit that accelerator pedal. You're going to go where it. Just make sure you're seeing where it is you want to be. You will be there almost instantaneously.
100%.
Yeah.
I've encountered those situations where it's like, okay, I would really much rather be in front of that car or get out of the way. And there's on the excuse me, on the steering wheel, there's a button that says Eco, and if you're driving around, most of the time when we're driving around town, we keep it in Eco mode, which basically extends your range. It doesn't access too much of the battery too quickly. But occasionally there are situations like when you're merging onto the freeway where you would like a little extra acceleration, a little extra oomph. So you just push that Eco button, and I mean, if you step on the accelerator, it will move.
And so the Eco button is actually turning off Eco mode.
Correct, exactly.
And giving you all access to the whole battery. And I think Eco mode, because I know with our cars, they also have, I think they all have Eco mode. And what it does is kind of restricts the tip in. So it's not all the power at once. It kind of slows that up and makes it a little bit smoother to transition off of a starting line. Well, sorry, red light at an intersection. And so, yeah, if you're hopping on the freeway, by turning it off, it gives you access to everything, and the car will use the motor and as much horsepower is available to you, and again, instantaneous. So yeah, that's a wonderful, wonderful feature.
Yep.
And so we were also mentioning at the time, there was 2017, you basically had some compliance cars, if I recall, as far as options available to purchase. I think you had maybe the Toyota RAV4, which was a Tesla-powered car, the Mercedes B-Class, which is a cool little ride, the Volkswagen Golf, the Leaf, and maybe a Tesla. I think that was about it, at some obnoxious price of, but most cars, I get it, you got to start at the high end so you can have the capital to build out even more lesser expensive cars. And so you chose this as opposed to those others because this basically, it kind of called your name, it fit.
It was most affordable.
It was the most
I'll
affordable.
just be really blunt.
So this is a purchase, financial decision, no
100%.
emotion in it whatsoever.
I mean, this was really our 2 or 3, like the main things we were looking for. It had to have legroom for the boys in the back seat because they're teenagers, and
if they're like you, I guess they're tall.
they're getting up there, yeah, pretty quick. Had to be affordable.
Okay.
And something we could use for groceries and daily commuting. So
As your second car. That was the original intent, to have it as a second car. Has it made the transition to becoming the primary car based on what we spoke about earlier in the conversation?
Yes. 100%.
Really?
And that was not the plan. I mean, we had the Toyota Echo that was replaced by this, and then we had a Toyota Matrix that was replaced by the Prius.
Okay.
And I'll be blunt in saying Prius, the fact that we charge this usually like on Wednesday or Thursday, middle of the week, is the only reason the Prius gets driven at all during the week. Because, I mean, we bought that car mostly for road trips and extended range. I mean, it has incredible fuel efficiency, and 10 gallons, I get 450 miles on that. But yeah, this is this is the car. I'd say 99% of our driving these days, which is around town. And that's, you know, I think one of the main concerns, I think that especially my wife had, was range anxiety.
Sure,
You know,
understandable.
Is the car going to leave me stranded somewhere? Is the battery going to die? And I can happily report after 5.5 years, number of times we've been stranded is exactly 0.
Wow.
So it's never stranded us. And it's, you know, you have to look at it from get the right tool for the job. And if you're just running errands, if you're just doing commuting, if it's just around town, why would I not use this car?
This solves all those questions or issues.
It's more fun to drive.
Mm-hmm.
It's way more cost effective.
Oh God, yes.
And that's another thing. After we replaced the Toyota Echo with this guy,
mm-hmm.
after that first year, because I'm a nerd, I sat down and actually looked at all the numbers. I ran all the numbers of the last year of owning 2 internal combustion engine cars, and then I compared that with a full year of owning 1 internal combustion car and 1 EV.
And the results?
25% less cost. Just
really?
Complete, as far as I factored in, yes, the electricity bill went up, but no gas, no oil, no maintenance. And we ran the numbers. I mean, keeping in mind this was replacing an already really fuel efficient Toyota Echo.
Yeah.
So it came out to about 25% savings. Now, since we moved into the house and we're not paying anything for the fuel, I haven't run the numbers lately, but logic says it would be an even bigger savings compared.
Sure.
So, but now it's been so long since we've owned 2 internal combustion cars. The data set seems kind of skewed.
There you go. So George has graciously opened up the car so we can take a look inside and kind of see what you get from a 2017 Nissan Leaf. Now note, the Leaf is no longer in production, but it's coming back. And it's coming back with a vengeance. The new Leaf is going to be coming back with close to 300 miles range based on the Aria platform, which is their current SUV, and it just looks like to be a winner. So we're looking forward to seeing that car soon. It should actually be coming up, I believe, before the end of the year.
That's what I've heard, yeah.
Anything you've thought of maybe moving up?
It's funny. I've mentioned I have teenage sons, so one of them's getting close to driving age.
Mm-hmm.
So the plan is this will be his car.
Okay.
And when that happens, I get a new car.
But this is the wife's car.
Yeah, we'll see about that. We'll see how that works out.
So let's take a quick peek inside if you want to move in closer there. And just really, it's your basic car. It has all the features you would need. It's not, super duper. It does what it's supposed to do. Get you back and forth with safety, with comfort, and I would have to say some convenience. You've got, I'm assuming with this in 2017, I don't know if it had Apple CarPlay or anything like that, but I'm assuming you might have the ability to jack in the audio input.
We use the Bluetooth and it pairs with the phone super easily.
Okay.
So that's typically what we do for navigation and listen to Spotify. Yeah.
George, thank you. Really appreciate you coming out today to give us a shout out about the car.
My pleasure.
Your routine with it and what it's been like for you. Just thousands of trouble-free miles, basically.
Yep.
Anything you might want to share as just a close for those who might be considering an EV?
It's just a car. It's just a car. The fact that it's fun to drive and we basically don't pay anything for fuel and there's next to zero maintenance on it. I'd say it's probably one of the best cars we've ever owned, actually.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. And this is a 2017 Nissan Leaf. You can find these for a bargain right now. Yep. Incentives are still available. Take a look. Actually, we'll try to figure out a way to provide you guys links to those incentives. But if you search for California electric vehicle incentive, I'm sure you're going to find a lot of locations. One place I can point you to is Plug in America. You'll find a ton of resources that are nationwide on incentives. I believe the used vehicle incentive will expire September 30th, along with the new $7,500 the tax credit that goes with that. Many electric companies offer incentives. I know we took advantage of Southern California Edison, I believe, and you mentioned you took advantage of a local utility offering to lower the price on the car when you purchase it. And some are tax related, others are basically cash on the hood. So do your homework, look around, you'll find some great deals out there right now.